Bitcoin's going to have a struggle yesterday getting by that area. Today, it's kind of a different story. Although we do have the 95 form, the second standard deviation, normal distribution, up, not as close, not as tight. This, though, until the end of the month, that's going to be a hard nut to crack because it is ending in this weekly candle. So we will get a new monthly range. And I'll tell you what, let's take a quick peek here. Let's go over to, what chart do I want to go to? Let's go here. Let me throw this on a, let's go on a 4 hour. Let's see here. Let's spread this up a little bit. All right. Okay, let me get a vertical out here. Let's see where we're going to get this new monthly price action volatility range at. Shall we? Yep, right there. Okay, so this is what we're working with in January. Let's see here. Boom. This is the area. Let's take everything off. Just get a good read here. Okay, so this is the 4 hour chart, the entire month of January. This is where it's closing. All right, let me get a little get a horizontal here. Let's see. Where's all the, yeah, you can kind of tell already. All the volatility's to the downside. So that's going to pull that monthly range down. This is what I kind of look for. Kind of look for these wicks, right? You can see that's a big range there. We're talking 40K. Not really. About $1,100 range right in here. Okay, let's see here. Could be right on right here. Probably something like that for a new monthly. Top, middle, center. Let's look, probably right around 39K for the center, 40K for the top, 38, probably a $2,000 monthly range. That looks pretty good right there. Now, I'll tell you what, if Bitcoin makes a run and it can, in the next couple days, and if it can get up above, let's just be safe and let's say 44. If Bitcoin can close the end of the month up in this area, that will pull this monthly range up probably a couple $1,000s. You could just actually take this whole range and just move it up a couple $1,000s. Now, if Bitcoin dumps from here, say Bitcoin gets back down to the monthly lows, down there around 33 and closes down here, you could probably drop this $1,000. Could probably drop it. Oh, come on. My goodness. It's one thing after another. Jesus. I get no break. So yeah, look for that. Look for this area. If Bitcoin goes sideways here, $36,000 and $37,000 going into the end of the month. Be looking right here for the new monthly price action volatility range. And is what that's going to do. Take a peek here, especially because it's going to be within this week. Wow. Yeah. So there is going to be, this is very important these next couple days. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen here. If Bitcoin could get up here and close above the top side up here, 38,750, you're going to have a lot of support below BTC's data set going into the new month. If not, look where you're going to have the monthly. That new monthly range is going to be right in with this weekly range. There's going to be a lot of overhead resistance, big time. And if Bitcoin were to reject from there, could get ugly. We could see some new lows. We actually really could see some new lows. And then I'll be looking probably for the monthly S1 to the downside. But as of right now, the S1 for this month, you can see it rejected price action. Did reject. So that's turned into some pretty heavy resistance. And when I talk about support and resistances, I'm talking about price action volatility ranges. These things aren't based on any data sets, right? This indicator just it's all math. It's all math. So yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. And as days go by, we get a new weekly. We're going to get new weekly ranges, new daily ranges, and we're going to get that new monthly range. Okay, let me reset this chart. Reload. Okay, let's see here exactly what's going on. A nice little doji. And to be honest, let's see what kind of a... Nope, wrong one. There we go. Turn that off. From the all-time high at 70K. Bitcoin's pulled back over 50%. Okay. Here was the last 50% pullback. So think about that. Since May of 2021, Bitcoin has had two 50% pullbacks. Pretty damn powerful. Pretty powerful. And just like over here, and I remember talking way back when, I was like, don't get bullish. Don't get bullish yet. Bitcoin's going to retest this wick. And it did. Definitely retested it. It took going sideways until it found support on this 95.4 downside of this Laplace distribution range to launch off that and work up to new all-time highs. Right? Started this projection here. 2 weeks in a row. BTC rejected off the 95.4 Laplace distribution range to the T. So when you see people out there in traditional TA land and they're drawing lines on their chart, on wicks, on candle closes, we know what's creating. We know what's creating those trend lines. And it's gotten, these people are drawing after the fact. See, that's where they're confused. They've turned themselves into they're like a human lagging indicator. It's ridiculous. When you use the distribution, yeah, I mean, it's funny, man, but it's so true. It's like when you use the distribution, you understand what is creating these trend lines these people are drawing. You know, they think, oh, well, it's the candles. Well, it's the bulls and the bears, and it's no, the distribution's ruling price action. It does. It returns. Don't get confused on that, right? It's the distribution is the returns. Price action follows the returns. Let's see here. I wanted Bitcoin to reclaim. Let's see here. I wanted it to close up above the first standard deviation to the top side on this weekly, and it's a 39,582. It would be nice by the end of this week to get back up in this 68.3 Laplace distribution range on the projection from that 41K low. It's going to take some work, but it all fits right in what I was talking about. If BTC can get up there, if BTC during this week, right? We get a new monthly in a couple of days, but during this week, if Bitcoin can get up and close above this weekly, preferably in the next couple of days, because I'm telling you, if BTC's data set closes below the new monthly range, it's going to be below the monthly, and going into the end of this week could be ugly. You could get a massive rejection off there. It could work the other way, though. BTC can get up here. And I talked about this on Tuesday stream, that if BTC does get up here and starts closing 4-hour candles, preferably the next two dailies, close up here today, we're going to need a massive pump to happen, right? We're talking $3,000. Could it happen? Sure, it could happen. Anything's probable with Bitcoin, but highly doubtful today. So if we can get up here in the next couple days, close some 4-hour candles and some dailies, might be a different story. Get BTC's data set closing up here above the monthly going into the end of the week, and we could pump off that, and then you could see BTC fly up and get back into the 68.3 Laplace distribution range. If BTC can do that, I'll look next for the mean of this projection. That's at 44. right? That's at 44K. If it can get up and close some candles above there, you know, there's so much fear in the market right now. It's pretty incredible. So a lot of work to do for the bulls. The ball is definitely in the bears' court, 100%. Let's see here. So let's go over here on the daily. This is one good thing. You can see where the returns oscillator turned down. There's no hidden bear, right? Usually is what you'll see is you'll see the high on the returns oscillator create a higher high. From that high, creating some hidden bear. That didn't happen, right? That didn't happen at all. At the same time, though, this little pump up right here wasn't created by hidden bull or bull, right? So it's now there was on the Fisher. There was on the Fisher, and that's the only oscillator where there was some bull div. So pretty incredible here. Is what could happen though is if we do get a lower low here, maybe close in the next couple days down there around 34, we could create some hidden bear. All right, or some bull div, sorry. Jesus, hidden bear. We could create some bull div, get a lower low on the data set, get a higher low bouncing off the zero mean on the daily. I do like the log return z-score climbing back to the top side. When we had this dump, when it rejected off this 9 length variance log MA, we had the dump down to that new low at 33, the z-score log returns did have an outlier. And usually when you get an outlier like that, you're going to make your way back up to the top side. And that is the return, that is the log return z-score. Price action will follow it. So let's see what's going on. Yeah. Entropy percentiles getting ready to cross the zero threshold down into negative correlation. If this percentile continues to grow, especially if it gets significantly negatively correlated, you're probably going to see a dump. It's looking like on this daily that the entropy is wanting to go back and go into trend. It is sloping down. We got a nice bright pink color that's saying the correlation to the downside is building. It's not decreasing. It is actually increasing. Significantly positively correlated historical volatility z-score heading down. And we know, right? When volatility is going down, it's positively correlated. You're going to get a walk down. So, yeah. Let's see here. Anything else sticking out to me on the daily? I mean, actually, the volatility percentile is contracting, heading into negative correlation. So that's kind of given a different read than what I'm seeing on entropy percentile, and z-score historical volatility. And volatility in the end definitely rules. So I'm going to keep an eye on this.
Can I ask, do you see an opportunity with regards to, let's say, Shannon going sideways or contracting, and then the Pearson correlation that's correlated to it going through its mean, thus causing positive drift, thus helping set in that bullish divergence on the high time frame we're talking about?
Let me turn down the speaker. Okay, say that. Were you talking about the daily Shannon entropy?
Yeah, just the last chart you were looking. So, sorry, I'm just also trying to get my eye in here. So I heard your observation with regards to there could be a possible, let's say, bullish divergence set, obviously, if you don't set a lower low. And to help put that in, do you think that if the Shannon on the daily was to go, if it was to contract and then move into negative correlation, obviously you have positive drift? Because I don't know what setting to Shannon's on, but to me it would look like the next one is contracting, given also with the LP decreasing.
Trading View is just giving me fits right now. Yeah. There it is. I mean, obviously, today's candle, it's definitely expanding. So we're going to have to see what happens on the close today. But yes, say volatility chills out and the entropy percentile starts to drop going into negative correlation, that's going to match up with the volatility percentile 100%. We could walk up because I'm all for, right? We need to, like I said, BTC needs to get its ass in gear. The bulls are definitely fighting. Definitely fighting. I mean, we did a 1SD move to the downside. You can see right when we opened up today's, look where it rejected from. Bears defending the bottom of that weekly price action volatility range. We dump out, we bounce off the 1SD normal distribution to the downside all the way right back up to the bottom of the weekly range. The bears are like, nah, back down, 1SD. I mean, oh my gosh, boom, boom, boom. Now going into the end of the day, is BTC going to make another run up here to 37? The next like hour and whatever time it is, I'm going to time warp. I'm going to moving time warp. 220, got an hour and 40 minutes. So apparently it looks like the bulls are defending the 1SD on today's daily candle. Bears are defending the bottom side of the weekly price action volatility range. Like same thing yesterday, right? Going into the new week. Every time the bulls have made a stab up into that weekly price action volatility range, there's Monday, right? Boop, reject, and the bulls do not get a close up in the weekly price action volatility range. Tuesday, the bulls, they push back into the weekly price action volatility range right before close. Bears push it back down again, closes below it. Yesterday, same thing. Bulls actually make a run all the way to the top side. This was their chance right before the close. The bears, rah, boop, drop it right back down outside of that weekly price action volatility range. You can see what's going on here. Today, they haven't even let the bulls close a 15-minute candle in there, right? So this is a heavily defended area. And I think I said on Monday, this is going to determine what's going to happen coming into this new month and the rest of this week. If these bulls cannot get up here and close above this weekly price action volatility range, it's going to be ugly going in probably to the weekend. Even what is today, Thursday? Maybe even tomorrow. Let's see what traditional markets do. Not too bad. I saw SPY was up at once. People are definitely selling off. We'll have to take a look at those charts here in a minute. So you can see all week, since we got this new weekly range, the bulls, every time they tried to close the daily candle in that weekly price action volatility range, the bears pushed it down right before close every day. Pretty obvious. They're just like, no, we're not having this. You guys are not going to close up there. Let's see right now, right? We just had this little pump close down to the 1SD, the downside. Right now we're struggling with breaking back into the 68.3% Laplace distribution range on the daily. Rejection, dump, now boom, we're rejecting again. Let's see if we can get up here, right? Close inside the 68.3. Preferably, I'm telling you, if the bulls can just muster up enough strength to get the hell up into this weekly range going into tomorrow, that could be good. They could get a foothold. But hell, you had the new daily range right here at the bottom, right? The bottom side of the daily is right there on the bottom side of the weekly. The 1SD, the center of the weekly, right? And we know what's up here. We've got the monthly S1 that's flipped to resistance. This is volatility mayhem right here. For the bulls, the rest of today and tomorrow to break up above here, man, they're going to have to really bring it. They're going to have to come strong because these bears are going to defend that area big time. Big time. But yeah, on this daily, we'll just keep an eye on this going into the weekend. And let's see if this entropy percentile starts to contract going into negative correlation. Then maybe we just see the entropy start climbing back up into randomness because this thing is still trending to the downside on the daily, right? These 3 days right here, it was actually the correlation was decreasing to the downside. Today, pick back up. It doesn't really reflect in the price action. The bulls have kind of been fighting it. But I like when we get these deviation bands spread out like this. It gives you some good targets to the top side. And what do you know? Look at the top one, 44.1. It's confluence there. The downside, 30K. So just that being said, going into tomorrow, that weekly range, this could determine going into the new month which way we go. Is BTC going to break back up above 45? Is it going to break down below 30? Are we going to see 20K? Right? Or is this thing going to pump back up here? We're going to get up to a 2SD. That would put us firmly back in this 68.3. Let's do something real quick. 11 bars. Let's change this real quick, shall we? Let's get this projection of this down move. I forgot I was going to add 3 more. Yeah. And I talked about this. The 95.4 was supporting this dump, right? We had some wicks. We had a couple of wicks down below it. But even this close, right? When we opened up that new week, it opened up above. And that kind of supported. Closed this one, boom, opened up the new week, opened up above. This week, not so much. Ominous. That's all I can say. Because you look at the price, look where the 99.7 Laplace distribution's at. We're talking 20K area. Okay. Even a little bit below.
These little candles aren't random. This is messing with model. This is trying to figure out which is the easiest way to go. Just from my observation. These little.
Considering that when we pumped up here, look where it rejected from. Bottom side of the 95.4. And this week is creating this doji, right? Which everybody knows. That's just, it's volatility, indecision. The bulls and the bears battling it out. Nobody's winning right now. But considering we got the rejection off of the bottom side of that 95.4, this baby might want to push to the 99.7. It's not out of the cards. It's not out of the cards at all. So be careful for sure. Now, it would be nice. So you can run a projection from here. If BTC can get a weekly candle back up inside here, it's going to make a run at the all-time high. Probably. At least it's going to go up to the bottom side of the 68.3, and that's at 63.5, right around there. 63.8, same right in this area. So we'll have to pay attention. It'll be nice to get a new monthly. Let me see some. Here's what I wanted BTC to do too. It really needed to reclaim this area, and it has not. That first standard deviation up there at 39, 38,953. If BTC in the next couple of days can climb back up there and close inside that 1SD, that would look pretty good, in my opinion, to maybe turn that weekly candle of that indecision, maybe make it a little bit more of a bullish candle, and maybe turn it back up to the upside. Because let me see something here. Let's throw a projection. monthly right here, 22. Let's take a peek at this. Uh-oh. So this is after the COVID dump, right? Or how I lovingly call it, the old scamdemic dump. You can see how the top side of the 95.4, so look where the candle's closed, right? Look at the wicking down. It was definitely supporting price action. And that's why when we were going into the end of the year, I was like, hey, BTC can make this run by the end of the year. Massive to massive numbers. Look at this monthly candle. And you go down here, we don't even want to talk about that. Top side of the 68.3 on the monthly projections down there about, yeah, I said it, $7,750 Bitcoin. Bitcoin goes that low. Ooh, I'll tell you what, your fancy little altcoins, your little shit coins, they are going to get wrecked. You won't even recognize them anymore. They'll be so bad.
Oh man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, my poor Solana. Holy crap. Solana will probably be at $30. So, if not lower than that. But hey, that just gives everybody an opportunity to get back in on crypto again at these low prices.
For sure.
For sure. So let's do 3. Let's see where we're at. Just since this dump on the monthly. Oh, well, looky there. Bounced right on the 95.4 Laplace distribution. Range to the downside. Excuse me, hell, I just ate.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yo, yep, we hear you. You are Yasha, yep, I guess you didn't get hacked.
Yeah.
I know that voice anywhere.
Sorry, I just been having a hard time with this microphone stuff on this account. But anyway, good to hear you.
Yeah, you too, bro. You too. So you can see we opened up this monthly candle. Boop, it rejected right off the bottom side of the 68.3. Came down, opened up the new monthly candle, rocket ship down, bounced from the 95.4 Laplace on the monthly. That actually, I'm seeing that as good news. That's the thing. You can start these projections all over the place, right? That's what's great about these distributions. Wherever there's a pivot in price, you can start one of these projections. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7.
Sorry, Bilbo, what am I missing here? How do I get the black box that you have on there? Is that through the panel?
That's just pretty much telling you that these are this panel is popping up because the PB1s are on, and PB1 will not project on this high of a time frame. Yeah, you don't really have to worry about it. That's it. See, it's telling you please use Alpha Trading Projection Boss 2, which is what this is.
Okay, sorry, no, I couldn't see. I can't really see. Thank you.
So that'll when you're especially on a non-continuous market like SPY, right? The PB1s up on that, they're not going to freaking populate, and it tells you right there, please use AT Projection Boss 2. This is something Van put into the code. This is interesting. I mean, look where the candle is. Look where the candle is right now. It's on the bottom side of the 68.3 Laplace distribution range. Dip below it, pulled back up. So from this projection right here from back in July, this will be interesting to see if this can hold. If this can hold, I'd look for that to be the low. And it's a higher low.
It's pulling back in right now.
Mm-hmm. So we'll have to see how this plays out. Even right here, right? We open up that new monthly, pulls right back up. Yeah, so I'm going to be bouncing in between all these projections, just keeping my eye on, because we know right now this wick went down to the 95.4 from this projection. From the projection in July, it's barely hanging on to the bottom side of the 68.3. 99.7, 14.3, $14,300 Bitcoin. So we were getting a lot of different numbers depending on where you're starting the projections from. Let's see here. But here's something else that you can do. Let me see how many candles this is. It's 74.5. Where are you? September 2015. There you are. Oops. Give me my measuring tool. 77. Now this is a long-term projection here. And I got to switch this up to normal. Give me a second. Normal distribution. Voila. There's a distribution on the monthly from September of 2015, where the bull run to 20K ran up to. And you can see, look on that December of 2017 candle where price action got stifled, right at the third standard deviation normal distribution, then pulled back, closed inside the 95.4 projection from September 2015, closed inside it. Then we had a run up, and you can see it went right to the 94, no, that's the 68.3, the plus distribution range to the top side, and then dumped. And then we all know what happened then. But when everybody was like, oh my God, we're going to minus $1 million, the $3,100 low found support on the top side of the first standard deviation. The COVID dump pulled back up inside, first standard deviation, normal distribution. Now, when I was looking at this long term, a lot of those numbers by the end of the year, what I was looking for, I was looking at this projection, right? The top side. I really thought that this bad boy was going to run up to the second standard deviation again. About time for Bitcoin to get back up on its horse. All right, that's enough of that. Projection mania. Let's see. Let me go into the stream chat real quick. Let's see. Yeah, say Ron. Okay, reload site. Oh, yes, I do want to reload that. I was like, who's trying to reload my chart? I am. Bear with me. My mind is cooked right now from all this moving. I'm a one-man crew. So you can see, we're getting a lot of the weekly, monthly, all these projections, right? We're getting different reads. That's why you got to kind of try to find the confluence between them all. Monthly projections, the weekly projections. Let's see here. Let me pop this on a daily. And let's see here. Was that the... Okay. There it was. There's a 70K, right? Yep. Yeah, we could start. I want to start on the candle from the all-time high, though. Let's see here. Come on. Measuring tool, be nice. Be nice to Bilbo. So 79 bars. Boing! Well, you can see for a long time on that daily, the bottom side of that 95.4 kept supporting price action. We're down below it now. Let me turn off. 22K. So on a daily projection from the all-time high up here when we got up to about 70K, it's imperative for Bitcoin to get back up inside this 95.4. So look at that. And what's that price at? $39,200. So we've been talking about those numbers up there. If Bitcoin could get up above here in the next couple days, it behooves Bitcoin's data set to get the hell up here. Because if not, it's going to be closing its data set below the new monthly. And it's a lot easier sometimes to try to get a good bead on where, let's see here, where the new monthly range is going to be at. Whoop. Ammo. There we go. What do we got? How many days do we have left? 4 days? God, am I that screwed up time-wise? What's the date today? 27th. Pardon me, guys. I'm definitely in a time warp. I said it's 2 days away. It's a little more than 2. It's all good, though. 4 days. Okay, hey. So, BTC. That's perfect, right? Right through the weekend. If my timing is correct now, and I see BTC pumping a little bit right now in the bull. Let's go, bulls. Let's go, bulls. So, by the end of this month, BTC can get back up in here. That is good. And so then what would you call this? Nice bear trap. Right? Very nice one. 100%. You can see this whole time from the all-time high, there really hasn't been one. Especially if you're using the distribution. This, boom. That'd be because there's a lot of people probably just, we're going to 20K. We're going to 30K. We're just using the probabilities. Right? We're using the probabilities. We're taking a look at volatility on high time frames. We want to kind of gauge what Bitcoin's going to do. And right now, from what I'm seeing, it's up in the air. It really is. So this would be good by the end of the month. Even up above. I mean, look at the end of look at the end of this week. At the end of this week, I mean, does it get in? Is there any more confluence in that? You guys seeing that number? Back to get inside, that daily Laplace distribution projection is literally closing on top of the weekly range. And that will get BTC's data set back up above the new monthly range coming in, because you can see where it's going to be at. I mean, look. It's right in here. Everything is right there. This is going to determine what's going to happen to Bitcoin. 100% in my opinion. If BTC can close back inside this 95.4% Laplace distribution projection from the all-time high at 70K, things are looking good for the bulls to at least make a run back up to the bottom side of the 68.3. That's at $60,000 almost. Good stuff. I'm glad I did this projection, because that's pretty powerful to see how that 95.4 was supporting this price action the whole time. Then we get this dump out. If it can get back up here and close and then work its way up, that is going to stick out like a sore thumb right there. Trapped up a lot of those shorts. A lot of shorts are going to get liquidated. But at the same time, the longs are piling on, man. I mean, we're talking and really just on Bitfinex. There's almost 34,000 Bitcoins longed again. There's only 2,480 short. That's a huge imbalance right there.
Yeah.
Huge. Tell you what, a quick rundown to. Here's the thing, though. These longs aren't budging. Because they ran it down to 33K and only a couple thousand fell off. It would literally take a move to 20K to get those, probably really getting some major long liquidations in. These longs aren't budging from their position. They are some stubborn monkeys, man. Hey, all the power to them. All the power to them. Do you know how many of those longs, do you know how many of them are underwater? I mean, bad. That's why you take your profit. The people, especially the longs, I mean, God, you didn't take your profit up here at 70K. Did the algos take their profit? This is the rolling hills of distribution right here. They've been taking their profit. on this daily chart the whole time. But at some point here, the bulls are going to take back over and Bitcoin's going to go flying to the top side. And I've been talking about having one of those $10,000, $15,000 Bitcoin days that's just going to wreck so many people, no matter which way it goes. Yeah. You're either going to have some freaking longs get majorly wrecked, because 10, 15,000, we're talking like a $26,000, $20,000 Bitcoin, or we're talking what, $50,000, $55,000 Bitcoin? Who knows where this thing could go? Crazy. Or 46 and 51, yeah. Powerful. It's coming though. See something real quick. I mean, because we had that dump, right? The volatility on the low length. Here's what I want to do real quick. Let's flip this. Let me flip this up to my little fave here. See what the 981 looks like. Hello. Hey, what do you do? Our indicators for trading view. It's no doubt. This isn't your grandfather's RSI we're dealing with here, people. There's some sophisticated shit. All right, let's see here. Yeah, the 981 didn't quite get to 100 percentile like the 636 did. Let me see something real quick. Let's throw this on 2400. Got my water. Oh my goodness, my throat's all dry. It's super dry up here in the mountains right now. Yeah. Okay. So this is what you really need to pay attention to. And the percentile in the 2400 length is at a 17. I'm telling you, when this 2400 goes in to some major expansion, like it did right here on the dump, we had that 50% pullback. Look at this 50% pullback. This thing barely expanded. Barely. It got up to about a 24. The next move is going to probably cook the books on this bad boy. We could see this thing expand at least up to about last time, maybe a 70%. So we'll definitely have to keep an eye on that. We're positively correlated entropy percentile expansion right now too. And look at the that just changed with this move to the top side. Jesus, I'm not paying attention. Bitcoin's pumping, isn't it? Hello. I was just talking about these bulls running this thing back up and trying to close inside this weekly range. Yeah. This is the game we play.
You're there.
People using all these other goofy ass indicators. They don't understand what's going on. They don't understand where these areas are at. You can tell by all this weekly price action that the bulls continually, every freaking day of the week, have tried to close even a 15-minute candle, which would close if the daily candle inside this weekly price action volatility range. Bears said no. Bears said no. Bears said no. Here we go again, right before the end of the day. Bulls trying to push up here and close a daily candle inside this weekly price action volatility range. I'll tell you what, the fact that they have not let these bears dump this thing out, because they're all stoned on honey. They're sitting in their little cave drinking barrels of honey. They're high as hell. They're ready to push Bitcoin to 20K. The bulls aren't letting them. And this week is pretty telling of what's happening here. The bulls are fighting hard. The bulls are fighting hard to close the damn daily candle inside this weekly price action volatility range. Every day they've got into it. Every day they've got into it. And here's another, right? About hour and 15 minutes before the daily close, they're making another run. Hell, when we started this stream, Bitcoin was down here bumping around underneath the 68.3, right? Right around 36. Hell, where was it? Right when we started. Price action, that candle dumped out to 35.9. This is how Bitcoin. This is what's great about volatility. Let's go to these intraday time frames. Look at this 15-minute. I don't even need the chart to populate, boy. There's some outliers going on the variance, I'm sure. If not the 15 to 5. I mean, you look at the outlier on the log return Z-score. Look at that. Look at the outlier happening on the variance. First, the outlier in the 15-minute was to the downside. Let me look at these trades. And this is why we love this indicator. Whenever the variance is having an outlier, whether it's positively or negatively correlated, it is worth getting in a trade, then jumping over onto the VRE and taking profit at one of the distribution levels or one of the daily or weekly price action volatility ranges. It's all about chipping away, winning trades. It's not about, oh, I got to get in this trade. I'm going to sit in this long until Bitcoin's at $1 million. You're going to get wrecked because Bitcoin's not going to play your game. Because most of the time, people that trade that way, every time Bitcoin inches a little bit, Bitcoin gives people an inch. And what do people do? They try to take a mile, meaning they get themselves over leveraged. They get greedy. They might start out 10x leverage, 15, 20% leverage, right? 20x. Next thing you know, Bitcoin's making a run. All of a sudden, there's 70x leverage. $1,000 pullback. These people are liquidated. They don't understand. As I pound the table, damn it. Wake up, people. Stop doing it. This is great right towards the end of the day, too. Let's see if it can close up above all these I can't even talk right now. Log return moving averages. Sorry, guys. Almost got to the third standard deviation on the 15-minute on these deviation bands. As the bottom side's really squeezing hard, man. These things, that's actually a good sign right there. When you have a pump and instead of them they spray out to the downside, they're following price action. Yeah, Major. They are stoned on the good honey. They're going into the little who is it? What was the name of that sheriff? On Yogi and Boo Boo. Ranger Smith. They're going into Ranger Smith's little dispensary where he sells the cannabis infused honey. They're all getting baked. But you can see right here, look at the 15-minute. All right, look at the returns oscillator already. This is why I like using this thing unsmooth and on a 7 length. It shows you everything. And right now, bear div. But when you get something like that, there is a very high chance this thing's going to print some hidden bull. Right? That this returns oscillator is going to pull down and maybe bounce off the zero mean with a lower low and a higher low on price action. Honey Badger don't give a shit. No, he does not. That is Bitcoin. Yep, 15-minute. Yeah, it was a little contraction. Entropy percentile negatively correlated. Entropy dropped into trend. Correlation increasing to the downside.
We touch floats on the ABC in like the next candle or two.
Volatility expansion positively correlated. First it was down, negative correlation expansion. Oh, am I still on the 2400? My goodness. Yes, I am. Let's bounce this back to a 636. It's like, man, that should be more precise than that. Time is it? I got so much shit to do today. Yeah, I'm going to wrap this up in about 5 minutes. Yeah, there we go. There was the beginning of the move right there. right there. And this little pullback, you can see we start expanding right here and the move starts up. Expansion, positively correlated. And right there, we contracted a little bit, negatively correlated. That pulled that candle up from the Gaussian mean right there. And then expanded again, positively correlated, last two 15-minute candles. Beautiful. Let's see, what's a 45 doing? Last 40, or we're getting ready. No, we're about, what, a half hour in? Yep. Yeah, 45-minute entropy percentile, positively correlated, expanding. Entropy's starting to drop. It's definitely correlations increasing to the top side. Historical volatility Z-score, positively correlated, rising. Here's what you get into. You need, on this 45-minute, BTC needs to close this 45-minute candle, let's say, at least up above 37. Or you're just going to create, what are you going to create? Right? You're going to, right now, you're going to, if it closes down here, you're going to have a lower high on price action and a higher high on the returns oscillator. Hidden bear. We don't want to see that. Look at these fissures. They're coming up strong off the 2SD, though. But once again, that's why I love this log return Z-score. Right? We're getting up here. I mean, this thing's getting close to the 99% confidence interval. But we're having an outlier on the 45 minutes. So that's good. That is good. Let's roll uphill one more to the 90. My favorite time frame. Put a lot of weight on this time frame. Obviously, because it's a 9. Let's see here. Yeah, okay. I would like this a lot better if this log return Z-score would have got down into these confidence intervals. It really didn't. And you can see where it's rejecting right now is the 54 variance log moving average on the 90-minute. Getting stifled right there. So on this 90, we want to see it get up above this 144. It's almost 40K. That'll firmly, because if this thing can close up above 38,750, which is the top of that weekly range, this thing is going to run into the low 40s by the end of the month. The bears will be like, okay, they mean business. Oh shit, we better check our position. We don't want to get liquidated. But the 90 minutes positively correlated historical volatility Z-score heading to the top side. Positive correlation on the volatility percentile, expansion. Same with the entropy percentile, positively correlated, starting to expand. Was there? Nope, no div. No div, actually. Yes, 90-minute bull div, right? From that low right there, lower low, low, higher low, $1,000 blast off. The 90 minutes. The 3 length bounced right off the second standard deviation on this fissure. 9 length turning up right now. Okay. I think I've looked at the 4 hour. I'm going to look at this 4 hour. I said I was going to look at these traditional. We'll do that tomorrow, last day of the week. I'm getting ready to drop into move hell as soon as I get off this stream. Walking the dogs and finishing packing up this pod they're picking up in the morning. I had to get my motorcycle in there, all kinds of fun shit by myself. 500-pound bobber. I got to spin it sideways, all kinds of fun shit. Where's the African crypto warlord when you need him?
Yeah, man. It's fun. I would love to do that.
Yeah, bro. Oh shit. No, that would have been nice to see some 4-hour bull div, but we did not get it. But that's fine. That is fine. Thing was, this is even what's better, is that there was some hidden bear, and that hidden bear only played out 37.1. Only played out $1,000 to the downside. Or actually, no, we got that candle too. About $1,400 to the downside, that hidden bear. High, higher high. High, lower high. Boop. Little pullback, and now bam, but we're getting stifled on this 9 length variance log MA. See if Bitcoin can close above there. Once again, got that wick all the way up to the bottom of this weekly price action volatility range, and it's rejecting. I'm telling you, the bears do not want Bitcoin to close a daily up in here, because that's just gonna, they might just give up, get their syringe out, start shooting up honey again, go to sleep, let the bulls take over. Let me read this. Yeah, for sure. Yep, Yasha just made a good point. They are, for sure. You go into any of the discords, people are just losing their mind right now, getting wrecked. The low time frame volatility traders, just especially when you understand the distribution and where the price action volatility ranges are at, divergence between price action and returns. I mean, guys, if you're not winning trades, stop trading for a little while. Paper trade, start learning, putting all that together. The distribution ranges, the price action volatility ranges, divergence between returns and price action, the volatility, expansion and contraction, the entropy percentile, expansion and contraction, the variance, right? A lot of people are like, this guy's nuts. Look at that chart. How the hell can anybody in their right mind read that chart? Well, first thing after you meet me, you understand this guy doesn't have a right mind. He's absolutely lost his mind, which is a good thing in this world. But I use all this. I read this whole damn chart. It's not like I'm going, okay, what's a variance doing? Yeah, okay. Oh, and what's log return? No, I look at this whole damn chart. Boom, and it just flashes right at me. Now, for stream's sake, I go through all the indicators and I tell people what they're all saying. But when I'm in an active trading session, especially when I'm going into new intraday trading, I start at the daily, the 12-hour, to the 4-hour, the 90, the 45, the 15, and the 5-minute. It gives me an idea of a trend for the day. And that's in whatever direction that trend is telling me. That's where I'm going to put my capital. I'm not saying I might not counter trade scalp that, but if I counter trade scalp it, I'm not putting as much risk on, right? I might only be using a quarter of my account. Whereas if I am trading with the trend and I'm scalping with the trend that I'm reading for the daily, for the intraday trading, I might be using 100% of my account, but not leverage, right? That's why it behooves you to just take your time, build up your trading account to 1 Bitcoin or 2 Bitcoins. I know to a lot of people, that's a lot of money. Hell, it's a lot of money to me. But it's like, if you can do that, and then you can literally trade with 1 Bitcoin and you're only using half your account, or trade it with half a Bitcoin and you're only using half your account, you know, it's powerful. It's powerful. There's a lot of money to be made. Yeah, exactly. The major said it right. If you're normal, you can't be a trader. Traders are not normal. 100% they're not. 100%. They lost their mind somewhere along the line. Yeah. Fell off the dirt bike too many times and hit my head on a rock. Yeah. Let's see here. Okay. But 4-hour, right? We got up above the 99% confidence interval. So we'll have to wait. These fishers are still heading down too. Yeah, guys. Well, I got a lot of stuff to do, so I'm going to get off here. And I want to thank you guys for watching live in the Discord. It's one of the perks of being here. I've missed a couple days, but hey, got to bear with me. When I get this move done, back in full force. But I will be back tomorrow, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And if you're watching this for the first time on YouTube, we are Alpha Trading. We trade volatility, probability, and statistics. We love to teach people to do the same. The link to our Discord's in the description of all of our videos. Come into the Discord. Check out the shop channel. There's 2 different levels of the Discord, right? It gives you different access to the alpha trading system. Open up a support ticket. Tell us what's on your mind. You can just sit down in the public chat. That's fine as well. You can hang out. I don't know what they do down there. And just hang out. There's not a lot going on. All the action is in the regular channels, and it might not look at first glimpse that there's not a lot to the Discord. Once you get into the main Discord, there is a lot of information in there and a lot of good people. We're a tight-knit group of volatility traders. We'd love to have you. And all that being said, wherever you're at in the world, have a beautiful rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening. We'll see you tomorrow, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. See you guys.